With the shadow of Mordor lifted and the One Ring destroyed, the destiny of Aragorn, son of Arathorn, unfolded amid the rejoicing of free peoples. As the sun rose over Minas Tirith, he walked through the streets of the White City, not as a ranger of the wild, but as the long-awaited king. Clad in mail and a mantle of rich hues, he carried himself with the grace and dignity befitting his lineage. Upon the steps of the citadel, Gandalf placed the ancient crown of Gondor upon Aragorn's head. "Now come the days of the king," Gandalf proclaimed. "May they be blessed." The people bowed, and voices whispered the name Elessar, the Elfstone, for so he was known among the Eldar. Aragorn took up the scepter of Annúminas, symbolizing the reunification of Gondor and Arnor, the northern kingdom long fallen into shadow. His first act as king was one of mercy. He freed the thralls and slaves taken by Sauron's forces, declaring, "The time of oppression is ended. Let all men rejoice in the freedom of the West." He attended to the burial of the honored dead, ensuring that heroes like Theoden King were laid to rest with the respect they deserved. In the days that followed, Aragorn sought out the sapling of the White Tree, long thought lost. Guided by a vision, he found it high upon the slopes of Mindolluin, a symbol of hope renewed. The withered tree in the court was replaced, and blossoms soon graced its branches, signifying the rebirth of the kingdom. Messages were sent far and wide, inviting the peoples of Middle-earth to an era of peace. Aragorn restored the lands desolated by war, ordering the reconstruction of homes and the healing of the scarred earth. He journeyed to Ithilien, appointing Faramir as its prince, recognizing his wisdom and valor. "You shall be the steward of Gondor," Aragorn told him, "and all that is left of this land east of the Great River shall be under your care." The long-awaited union with Arwen and Domiel came to pass on Midsummer's Eve. The banners of Elendil and Erendil fluttered as elves and men gathered for the wedding. Arwen, having chosen a mortal life, brought grace and ancient wisdom to the court of Gondor. Their marriage symbolized the reunion of the Dunedain and the Eldar, healing rifts long centuries old. Aragorn's reign was marked by wisdom and justice. He renewed old alliances and forged new ones. The oath of Sirion and all was reaffirmed, strengthening ties with the Rohirrim. He sent emissaries to the Shire, declaring it a protected realm where no man could enter without the permission of the hobbits. The Shire was thereby preserved, its borders safeguarded by royal decree. He journeyed to the paths of the dead once more, ensuring that no shadows lingered to haunt the living. In the southern lands, he confronted remnants of Sauron's forces, extending the hand of peace where possible and justice where necessary. The Haradrim and the men of the East found in him a ruler who sought understanding over conquest. Aragorn also took the time to honor the friendships forged in struggle. He visited Legolas in Ithilien, where elves made the land flourish anew. With Gimli, he marveled at the restored gates of Minas Tirith, now forged of mithril and steel by dwarven smiths. Together, they reminisced about their journey, the hardships faced, and the bonds that would not fade with time. Under his rule, the city of Annúminas on the shores of Lake Evendim was rebuilt, re-establishing the ancient glory of the Northern Kingdom. Aragorn often traveled there, bridging the realms of Arnor and Gondor not just in name, but in presence. He nurtured the legacy of the Dunedain Rangers, ensuring their deeds were remembered and their lineage honored. Years passed, and the realm knew prosperity. Aragorn and Arwen were blessed with a son, Eldarion, and several daughters. Eldarion was raised with the knowledge and virtues of both his parents, destined to continue the legacy of unity and peace. The king taught him the lore of men and elves, the histories of Middle-earth, and the importance of justice tempered with mercy. Yet, Aragorn knew that his time in the world was bound by the limits of mortal life. When he had reached the age of 210 years, with his mind unclouded and his body still strong, he chose to lay down his life, as was the custom of the kings of old. He said to Arwen, "In sorrow we must go, but not in despair. Behold, we are not bound forever to the circles of the world, and beyond them is more than memory." Arwen's grief was profound, yet she accepted his choice with the grace that had long defined her. Aragorn passed peacefully, and great was the mourning in the lands of the West. He was laid to rest in the tombs of the kings, his reign remembered as the most glorious in Gondor's long history. Arwen, stricken with sorrow, departed to Lothlorien, now empty of elves, where winter had come. There, among the fading woods of Caras Galadhon, she laid herself to rest upon Cerin Amroth, and her light vanished from Middle-earth. The legacy of Aragorn Elessar endured. Eldarion took up the scepter, guided by the wisdom of his father. The realms of men remained united, and the tales of the Fellowship of the Ring were told for generations, a beacon of hope and courage in the annals of Middle-earth. Please like this video if you enjoyed this tale, and leave a comment or share it with your friends. Also, make sure to continue and watch another one of our videos.